Hello everyone, it's time for science. The last time we met, we were talking about the day sky. Again, what is the sky? Is it over us or under us? It's over us. It's north of us. Very good. And the sky is that place where you see the sun and clouds during the day. And that's what we really focused on last time. We talked about the day sky. We said there were clouds, and let's review. A cloud is a mass, right? They are masses of tiny water droplets that just float along in the sky. When those droplets get very, very heavy, they come down to earth. If it's warm out, it will be rain. If it's cold out, it will be snow. Now, here is your sun. We see that in the day sky. Who remembers what the sun really is? It's a star. It's a star. Very good. It's a star, and it's not a solid. It's not a solid, but it's a gas, and it's very, very, very hot. And the sun is the closest star to our planet. And I know you know it. So let's say it together. We live on planet, yes, very good everyone, planet Earth, which is made up of land and water. So last time again, we spoke about the day sky. We talked about clouds and the sun, and we talked about things that you might do. And we also talked about the fact that it appears that the sun moves throughout the day in the sky. But it really wasn't the sun that was moving. Who remembers what was really moving? Yes, it was planet Earth. Here's my little globe. Take a look, and here's our country, the United States of America. We live in North America. Our planet Earth is constantly spinning, 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 very much like this top. I brought it back because I know you liked it. So I'm going to use some force. I'm going to push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, and watch our top spin. It spins just like planet Earth. Now today, we're not going to talk as much about the day sky, because today I want to talk about the night sky when it gets very, very dark. It gets very, very dark. And we talked about in the day, you wake up, you eat your breakfast, you go to school, you have lunch, right? You work some more at school, you play some, you have dinner, then you go to bed, it gets very dark, and then it's a pattern. The day comes back. Day, night, day, night, day, night. But last time we didn't talk about what you see in the night sky as much. So let's do that today. I have two pictures with me. When it gets very, very dark out, you see what? You see the moon, and you see lots and lots and lots of stars. Who likes to look up at the sky at night? Sometimes the stars create pictures called constellations. That's a very, very big word. But what I want you to know is that the moon is really a big rock. That's right. It's a big rock. You could say it's a ball. So what shape would that be? What shape would that be? Well, if it looks like a ball and it's a rock, and it looks like this, would you say it's a circle? Or do we know another name for a 3D shape? A 3D circle would be it rhymes with here, it's a sphere. A sphere, very good. So the moon is really a great big rock, in the shape of a sphere like this ball, just like this ball. And we find it in the night sky. Now the moon seems to change shapes. It does. And stars, sometimes when you're looking up at night, they look like they're moving as well. But again, for the stars, they're really not moving. What's moving? Planet Earth is moving, constantly spinning. And as for the moon, it changes shapes because the moon is always going around and traveling around the Earth. So I just want to draw a couple of pictures. All right, we have sometimes the moon looks like this, which is a crescent. Sometimes it looks like a great big circle. Sometimes it's a half moon, right? The moon shows up in different phases and different shapes. Is the moon really changing shape? No. Where it is positioned as it travels around our Earth changes. Do the stars really move at night like the sun during the day? No. It's our planet that's moving. So, the next time it's very, very dark out, I would like you to take a look outside your window. See if you can find the moon. See what kind of shape it is. Is it a crescent? Is it a full moon? I want you to look at some stars. Now, unless it's cloudy out, you'll have no problem finding them because there are millions and billions of stars. And they're really, really far away. Remember when we talked about that? We said objects that are closest to the Earth seem big, and objects that are really, really far away, they seem small. The sun is a star, but do you see how big that sun looks? That's because it's very close to the Earth. That's right. And the stars that you see in the sky, they are far, far, far away. That's why they are very small. That's why they are very small. So we have daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime. And here's a picture of the sun that looks like it's setting. It's setting, and nighttime is on its way. Again, what will you see? The moon and stars. The stars are bright. They make their own light. But the moon is bright, but it doesn't make its own light. It reflects light from the sun. The moon is just a great big rock. And does its shape really ever change? No. It's always a sphere. But as it travels around planet Earth, we see it in different phases or in different shapes. Now, I brought along with me a very special book that I used to read to my girls. It's called Good Night Moon. Good Night Moon, and there's my daughter's name, Emily. She's my oldest girl. She's my older girl. And this author is a very nice author, Margaret Wise Brown. She also had written a beautiful story that I love called The Runaway Bunny. But this was one of my girls, both Emily and Catherine's favorites when they were little. Good Night Moon. So does it take place in the daytime or the nighttime? Yes, in the nighttime. And you can see through the window the moon and the stars. Good night, moon. Boys and girls, I also sent home some worksheets from your Science Fusion books, and it will talk about the night sky. Do your best to work on them. Now let's get back to our story. This is my favorite part. Good Night, Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears. They were sitting in chairs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. And there were 2 little kittens. Do you see them in the picture? There they are. And a pair of mittens. mittens. And a little toy house, there it is, and a young mouse. The mouse is hard to find because he's very small, but there he is. House, mouse. Do they rhyme? I'm going to say yes, they do. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. Would you like some mush for breakfast? And a quiet old lady who was rocking in her chair. She was knitting and she was whispering, hush, hush. Good night, room. Good night, room. Good night, moon. There it is. It's a great big rock up in the sky at night. It reflects light from the sun, which brightens our earth at night. And good night, cow, jumping over the moon. The cow is over. The moon is under. Good night, light, and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens. And good night, mittens. Thank goodness we don't need to wear mittens anymore. The weather's a bit warmer. Good night, clocks. And good night. Anyone see anything in the picture that might rhyme with clocks? I'll give you a clue. Something you wear on your feet before you put your shoes on. Clocks. Socks. There they are. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. There he is. He's very tiny. Good night, comb. And good night, brush. Comb and brush. Good night, nobody, and good night, mush. And good night to the old lady, whispering, hush, hush. Good night, stars. There they are in the night sky. Good night, air. It's a gas all around us. Good night, noises everywhere. Let's make it real quiet, everyone. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Very quiet. I hear you're being very quiet. Now, maybe tonight you can look outside your window and again, look for the moon and the stars. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed my story, Good Night Moon. And don't forget, there's a day sky and a night sky. And it's always a pattern. Day, night, day, night, day. What would follow? Night. What would come next? Day. And it will always be that way. All right, bye everyone. I had a good time talking about the night sky. But I'm going to say this book was my favorite part. Mwah. Have a good day.